Hey, before we really do get the episode going, I want to take the opportunity to talk about something a little serious here. It involves a death of a family friend. If this is something that you're not comfortable with or it's a little too heavy for you, I will leave a timestamp right here so you know where to jump to get to the wonderful animated intro as done by Fasado. I need your guys' help with something. Recently, a family friend of ours, her name was Laura Miller, she recently passed away. She was someone that I knew for at least a good 20 years, I think, or more. Like we've known her for years. I've been good friends with some of her daughters and such, and it saddens me that she is no longer on the mortal coil. Unfortunately, when she passed away, she didn't have any insurance or any savings, so the family has been stuck with the cost when it comes to cremation and stuff. So in the description below, there is a GoFundMe that one of the daughters has set up in order to help pay for the funds. They're trying to get $3,000 by the time the Day of Remembrance is going to be, which is in June. If you guys have the ability to donate, that would be incredible. If not, please spread the word. We're trying to raise this money so that we can give Laura the proper send-off that she so rightfully deserves. She was a fantastic person. She was a lovely person to be around, and she will dearly be missed. And I sincerely hope you guys can find it in your heart, whether it be financially or using your platforms to help get the word out there. I sincerely hope we can make it easier on the family to lay her to rest and move on with life at the end of the day. So again, if you are able to, please go into the description below, check out the GoFundMe, donate if you can. Again, if you can't, please spread the word. Thank you so much. And now on to the Postmodern Art Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Postmodern Art Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving artists who are wowing the world over the platform they deserve. I am your host, Nathan Ragland, and welcome back to Amateur April, the one time a year to where I try to highlight artists of a smaller following that I think you guys need to be paying attention to today. And I think today's guest is a perfect example of that, especially with the incredible animation that she is preparing to unleash onto the world. I swear, Scout's honor. Today's guest is Sunniedewdrops, an animator and illustrator leading the charge on the upcoming adorable coming-of-age animation, Scout. Scout is one of those indie animated projects that I came across on one of the more recent indie animation days, and I immediately fell in love with it, especially with the charming art style that it has more than anything else. So I knew, especially after seeing it, I needed to get Sunnie on this podcast to talk about the incredible stuff that she's creating. And I sincerely hope that today's episode, you truly see that love and passion that she has for it. If you enjoy our guest, please make sure you support her with the links down in the description below. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. Leave 5 stars wherever you can. You know, I see that stuff. You know, it genuinely does warm my heart. If you want to go a little further with that support, may I recommend you check out the merch shop at fourthwall.com. We have some outstanding designs as done by some of the wonderful artists that have been able to come and go through this podcast to provide some sensational streetwear that I know you will look fantastic in today. But now, without further ado, please enjoy the Postmodern Art Podcast. All right, Sunnie, before we really do get going, I must ask the icebreaker question of the podcast, if I may. Let's say you get to go to a desert island on your own accord. It's just you alone with your thoughts. You get to kick back, relax, breathe, get to truly enjoy yourself for a little bit. With accommodations. I shouldn't say stranded on a desert island, more like a personal B&B paradise away from society for a little bit. To make sure you don't go completely insane on this island, you could bring one piece of media or one piece of art with you to help with whatever kind of headspace you want on this island. If given this opportunity, what will that one piece be?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If I were to pick one piece of media, I think I am going to go with one of my current comfort shows, Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary. All right. Honestly, that is a valid pick just because of the quality of the show. But I'm curious, at least when it comes to you, what is it about Abbott Elementary that's the immediate go-to pick for you?
Let's see. I think when it comes to Abbott, I really love like the dynamics that these 6 teachers had with one another. Like they form like a sort of a found family, and I really, really love that trope. And in addition to that, there was also the humor as well. I mean, the show has been going on for like 5 years, and like with each season, they just like keep getting hit after hit after hit when it comes to the jokes.
Exactly. No, there's a reason why it's probably one of the better performing like sitcom comedies, that's going on these days or whatnot. And people obviously love it to the extent that it has more than anything else. But yeah, no, I easily see how you can find that nice little fun comfort, I guess, at the end of the day, especially with the found family aspect. I don't think a whole lot of people really take that into consideration when they're thinking about the show. But I mean, it's a good subtle thing that's there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But regardless, Abbott Elementary, that is your answer. You're locking that in.
Yes, I am locking that in.
Then if that's the case, I cannot think of a better way to start the Postmodern Art Podcast. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Nathan Ragland. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. You will look fantastic in the merch we have at the merch shop, fourthwall.com. Link to that is in the description below. And follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and most social media platforms at Postmod Art Pod for future updates and guest announcements, including today's guest. She is an animator, illustrator, and polymer clay artist, leading the charge on the upcoming adorable coming-of-age animation Scout. Welcome to the podcast, Sunniedewdrops.
Everyone, thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time to do this. How are you doing today, Sunnie?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's quite a beautiful day outside. How have you been?
I have been doing fantastic now that we're getting the chance to sit down and chat. I recently became aware of Scouts. I think it was on one of the more recent indie animation days, if I remember correctly. And honestly, even with what you have out there and whatnot, I could tell there was something like really wholesome and really incredible. And I was so intrigued to learn more about it, especially trying to get it to a wider audience, because I think more people should definitely learn about what you got going on with Scout more than anything else. But before we talk about the stuff you're doing nowadays, I want to go back just a little bit and learn more or less the origin story of Sunnie. What got you interested in art and animation and such in the first place?
Well, there were 2 things.
Okay.
A Crayola marker and the walls of my parents' apartment. But in all seriousness, when I was little, I loved drawing.
Right.
It wasn't really on my mind. That's something I want to do as like a career, but it's like something I like to do as an activity. Like if somebody asks, "Oh, what do you like to do for fun?" I say, "I like drawing. I like reading." Like usually something like that, like a little hobby.
Right.
In a way, and. In addition to that, I also grew up watching animation as well. Like, of course, you have like the classics. Like, let's see, like you have like Arthur, Cyber Chase, like SpongeBob. Like those are a few examples. But one of the more prominent pieces of animation I loved growing up were the Tinkerbell films.
Ooh, okay.
I used to like watch them repeat on loop repeatedly, like twice, 3 times a week. Yeah, like something about like the magic from those films, like really, like really like inspired. Like it really like caught my attention, and even then like. Even if I didn't understand the story, I really loved the colors and the visuals from those films.
No, absolutely. First off, I think I love the first initial response of just the marker and the wall, because I think every kid has that moment to where they have a little too much fun with their parents, wallpaper or the walls in their hallway or whatnot, and probably got grounded and had to wash that stuff off themselves.
Yeah.
But even then, like, from that being kind of a good basis, as well as, again, like some of those classic PBS cartoons that you talked about as well, especially with, like, again, like the Arthur, Cyber Chase, and then some of the other ones, the Tinkerbell ones. I don't think enough people give a lot of love to those films or whatnot, because it was obviously intended for a very specific audience, but honestly, like you said, like, there's something very magical and very colorful about those films that I don't hear a lot of people talk about when it comes to those kind of films, as like similar to, say, like the Barbie animated films that were like out a few years earlier or whatnot.
Yeah, it's been like it's the kind of series that came around during the early 2010s. They stopped after 2015, but I think it ended off really well with a bang, especially with that last film.
There you go. So I'm curious if that was more or less like the origin story, if that was the beginning for Sunnie, just even falling in love with the stuff in the first place. When did it go from just like a love and something you truly couldn't get enough of to a passion of wanting to make it your career? Like, when did you take those steps to really realize, hey, art and animation stuff, I could, like, this is what I could do for the rest of my life?
Oh yeah, it's actually quite of a long story. You see, back in elementary school, every Friday we used to have this we used to participate in this art program like at another school, where every Friday we go there and we do we learn about different types of art and music, like let's say, for example, making a tree out of oil pastels, or learning how to play the ukulele, or or even like making a pot bowl out of clay.
Ooh.
Ceramics in a way. Yeah, we had that when I was I was back when I was like an elementary school grader. But let's see, so doing those activities started piquing my interest a bit. But I was like focused on other different things. But it wasn't until before I finished eighth grade, I saw there was this flyer where they were offering this scholarship for this summer camp at University. It was called Discover the World of Communication, where we get to focus on the development of media-based production. So let's say film, news reporting, and one of them included animation as well.
Ooh, okay.
So I did my best. I applied. I ended up getting it, and so the summer before high school, I went to American University and I attended that program for 2 weeks. And while I was there, in addition to what we were making in that program, I was also watching a bunch of animations online on YouTube during my free time.
Okay.
And seeing all those people. Hang on, let me rephrase that. Okay. Initially, I thought I had to wait till college to make what I want. But seeing all these people create these stories online made me think, hey, maybe that's something I can do too. Maybe it's something I can try. Why wait when I can try now? That inspired me to kick my passion into full gear.
Honestly, extremely understandable more than anything else. I mean, I think you can attest to this. It's always one thing to kind of see that stuff, especially like you said with the previous ones of like the Tinkerbell films or the Cyber Chase and stuff like that. It's one thing to watch it, but it's another thing whenever you actually have a chance to be more hands-on with it and to see other people that you share a similar connection with also make that same kind of stuff. Like I feel like especially in today's day and age, it's a lot easier for people to look up stuff online and be like, well, if this person can do it, what's stopping me from doing it more than anything else? So I can understand for you how that step was made in that direction for you.
Yeah, it's really amazing when it comes to like seeing all the talent like that that everybody has in this world and getting the chance to share it with everyone. Like it really is amazing.
No, absolutely. So I'm curious for you, obviously, again, seeing that stuff is one thing and thinking, okay, I could absolutely be a part of it is another thing. What was kind of your first like real experience when it comes to animation and stuff? Like, do you remember some of the first opportunities you'd either work towards when it comes to school stuff, or even some of the first opportunities in the field that gave you that little bit of taste and I guess the little bit of the reaffirmation of, hey, this is where I want to be?
Oh yeah, like I mentioned before, with that summer program, DWC. I did end up making like a little short animation, like around 20-ish seconds. It was actually stop motion.
Oh wow!
It was just about like this little clay ball and getting into little shenanigans. That's just like a little short thing, but it's simple but effective.
No, absolutely. I'm also curious as well if that program was also what kind of gave you your first little introduction and potential love for polymer clay, because that's something that, as I was doing my research, you like to emphasize that you're a polymer clay artist. Though I really wanted to see some of the clay pieces. What is it about polymer clay that like creatively gets you going?
Oh yeah, for the most, let's see. When it comes to polymer clay, that actually started before I went into the summer program.
Okay.
It actually started like 11 years ago. I saw these videos online like showing like people of artists making like little figurines. I thought maybe I want to do that too, because I always like seeing these characters on the screen. Maybe I could make a little version of them.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like something I like to do on the side. Like make little figurines from time to time.
No, honestly, it's always fun to have a nice creative hobby like that on the side that allows you to both, again, express your creativity, but also like, hey, I get a chance to have a little fun and I guess be in a good little like mental space at the end of the day. I am curious though, because again, I would love to see one of your polymer clay creations or whatnot. Do you have a personal favorite one?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think my personal favorite one is like one of the more recent pieces I made. I haven't shared it yet because it's for a project that I haven't announced at the moment. But I did make but on the side I did make some little chibi figurines of the main four from this upcoming indie animated show called Sunnyside Worlds of Korra.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, you say the name, and I it's a good thing to remember them, because I did have the Amin and some of the crew members to talk about Sunnyside Worlds of Korra, and I didn't realize you were actually a part of that crew. That's incredible to hear.
Yeah, it's actually been a pleasure getting a chance to work on it. It's actually one of my first opportunities. My next opportunities after the summer program.
Interesting.
Which I got a chance to try, see how everything goes. See the process from start to finish, whether it be from script to screen. Seeing how animation goes. Seeing all that effort go into the animation as well. I worked there as a color designer, and in addition to that, I also became a production overseer and assistant director as well.
Oh, that sounds incredible. I imagine, especially for a project like that, plus on top of that, it being one of your first experiences, like actually dealing with animation, like that's got to be like a fun, surreal experience. Cause I mean, especially with the world that you get to tinker with Sunnyside, that's got to be just a blast to even think that like I get to play in this sandbox even for just a little bit.
Yeah, it really is.
And again, the fact that you got to also bring a little bit of your hobby in there by making little chibi figures of the main four or whatnot. Again, that's a fun little like blending of the two worlds of some of your favorite ways to creatively express yourself at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really thought it was like cute. And he's like, "Oh, thank you." But, I mean, I did my best.
I mean, to be fair, they did put up a good blueprint with the incredible character designs that they have in the first place. Just saying, you know?
Yeah.
And I assume one of the other opportunities that you had, as well as something that I saw that you had listed, is you got to help out with a certain series that's based off of a certain other series or whatnot called the Lunchbox Kids.
Oh yeah, yes. I was also a production assistant on the Lunchbox Kids. The position I got from Sunnyside led me to working on the Lunchbox as well. So it's a slice of life series that follows this anthropomorphic apple juice and grilled cheese as they try to navigate life through running this little lunchbox shop. But when a mysterious being fell out from the sky, they decide to like navigate together as a group of friends. Yeah, that's an overall gist. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, thank goodness we're talking about animation, because if you were just talking about this stuff casually, there'd probably be some people there think, "What in the world is she blabbering on about, huh?"
Yeah, I actually started working on that show when the 4th episode came out, and it's really like this chill, atmospheric show, like something to relax and like something to relax, vibe with. It's like pretty simple and sweet.
Yeah, which I imagine is a fun, I guess, change of pace for the original series that it's based off of, which I believe is called inanimate objects or inanimate insanity, something along the lines of that. But regardless, like the fact that you get to even help out in that world as well for such a wild concept, especially as you described it or whatnot, again, it must be kind of reaffirming to think I get to help out with animating a juice box and a grilled cheese, just enjoying their life or whatnot. Yeah, this is what I signed up for. I appreciate that. Again, this is like even just some of the first steps that you're even taking. Like you're getting some of these incredible opportunities right off the bat, but you're also going out of your way to make your own opportunity to go a little above and beyond or whatnot with something that I assume you've been brewing for a while at this point. I want to get to the real meat and potato of this conversation, Sunnie. I want to talk about the incredible, adorable, coming of age animated series concept that you've got coming out called Scout. Now, if no one has any idea what in the world I'm even talking about in the first place, how would you describe Scout?
Ooh, all right. Okay. Scout is a coming of age indie animatic film currently in development. Set over the course of one crisp autumn, it follows Evelyn, timid kid who recently moved to this sleepy lakeside town. While there, she befriends this sharp-witted artist and a wild cub as they navigate through the wonders of their world.
Honestly, I'm so glad to even like just hearing that description or whatnot. Like it leaves so much to the imagination when it comes to the potential whimsy that you have with it. I mean, again, you got the foster kid meeting this quick-witted artist and just a random bear cub to be alongside to realize that maybe there's something more to this town than people realize or whatnot in the first place. I'm so curious, what was even the inspiration for this series in the first place?
Actually, one of the first early inspirations for this project was Where the Wild Things Are.
Ooh.
That's the film adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think something about that film, like the way it tackles themes of loneliness and trying to find your place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It really resonated with me a little bit. Like, especially like when I'm, especially growing up, especially like during recent years after COVID struck.
Right.
Like I like trying to find that, like trying to figure out like where you belong. Like if you want to like stand out from the crowd is is a theme that I really want to like dive into when it comes to this project. And that's in terms of like the story of it all.
Right.
The art style. Let's see. Okay. I think one of my inspirations for the art is actually from this little series called Hilda.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got that vibe immediately from it, especially with some of the other elements I'm sure we'll talk about in a second. But I'm curious how Hilda inspired the art style, especially.
I think in terms of its use of color and also like its use of shapes as well,
mm-hmm.
like is something that I really adore from that this series, whether it be in comic form or even the Netflix series that was like released back in the late 2010s.
Absolutely. I mean, and I imagine that also goes a little bit more than just like the art style, but I imagine that also lends itself a little bit to some of the story elements, given how Hilda likes to have a major influence major emphasis, I should say, when it comes to like magic and nature and stuff, which I've noticed in the little taste that we have been able to get of Scout. There seems a little bit of that whimsical magic, but definitely a lot of emphasis when it comes to nature and the beauty that it has in it more than anything else.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's see. As for me, I do love to go outside and explore, and especially one thing I always like seeing is like seeing all the little things in life. So like whether it be let's see, the wind blowing across the trees, or even like looking down to see the flowers blooming.
Mm-hmm.
It's really something I love the most, and it's kind of like related in a way because since I'm currently outside right now.
Yeah. If there was ever a more appropriate, I'll say if there was ever a more appropriate place for you to record the podcast, it's definitely outside, given what we're talking about.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, but I think in addition to that, let's see. One of the themes I want to emphasize is is creativity and how it shapes our lives. As you can see in the proof of concept, you see everyone has like this one one specific thing. They have like this one specific either object or like hobby or ability. So in this case, Emmeline is recording with her camcorder.
Right.
Carmen is sketching on their sketchbook, and the little guy let's say he has so in one way or another, seeing how these different types of, whether it be like for yourself or seeing these creative different ways of creation in this world, this is something that these characters are going to have in this story.
That is completely
trying to find your own passion.
There you go. No, honestly, that's
sorry. Yeah, got it.
No, you got it. Well, yeah, awesome. No, I was gonna say, like, I can completely understand, especially with what you're talking about. Like, I can see some of the little bits of creativity, especially with the characters that we have already. Though I just gotta point out, I love how you emphasize that the cub that we have, like, there seems to be a little bit more magic when it comes to them potentially or whatnot, which I just couldn't help but think of the joke. Wait, so you mean you're telling me you didn't just include a bear cub just for the aesthetic and potential marketable plushes you could potentially be selling on the guy? There's actual plot.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
No, like, I mean, honestly, I'll be very biased when I say right off the bat, the cub is absolutely my favorite, but that's, you know, that's no disrespect, obviously, when it comes to the other characters or whatnot. But, like, I mean, come on, it's an adorable bear cub that you have just ready for people to just snatch and be like, look at you, little adorable guy.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, he does have a name, but that's something we're saving for another time.
Ah, you tease. You absolute tease. No, I am also kind of curious as well. I don't know if there's a intentional reason for it, but of all the creatures that you could have given, like, obviously the little adorable cub version, is there a particular reason why it's a bear cub that is there a particular reason for that? And if there is that something you can unveil, or is that something that you want people to watch because there's a very important reason why it's a bear cub?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it.
Okay.
About why I chose it in the first place, but in all honesty, like, when it comes to the development, I always wanted like my main character to have like a little animal friend.
Right.
So that's how he came to be, pretty much.
No, hey, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, with how you guys, with how you. I say you guys, but especially with the teaser or with the proof of concept, the little short that is out there or whatnot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Aside from the voice acting, you did basically everything when it came to the proof of concept, like, short that was released not too long ago. Am I correct in saying that?
When it comes to that, not everything.
Okay.
First of all, I want to shout out to my team over at on this project. You guys have done a wonderful job with this proof of concept. But when it comes to our production crew, yes, I did the storyboarding, and I did I did like color it in the process, color some parts in the process as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like that that like blooming sequence.
Right.
But when it comes to like the visual, like the art department, I did have I did have 3 to 4 additional artists helping me out as well.
Well, if that's the case, shout out to that art department for making such an adorable character when it comes to the cub in the first place. Like, let's be honest ourselves here. Go on.
Oh yeah, sorry. In addition to that, we also had a wonderful composer on this project as well. So I want to shout out. So for just real quick, I just want to shout out Aiden, FC, Icon, and Hayden for your efforts and your hard work. Absolutely.
I mean, especially with, again, the groundwork you guys have made for what could potentially be something really incredible. And on top of that, I know I mentioned it just a second ago, but on top of having that crew help bring the visuals of it to life, when it comes to the audio version, it must be the voice actors that you were able to bring on this project. I think you casted them perfectly, because like the way that they delivered their line, especially in like the proof of concept, like you picked the perfect people for it. I imagine it must have been a fun challenge at the end of the day to find the people that more or less line up with how you envision these characters talking. I mean, I can only imagine how proud you are to have these to have the wonderful talent of Zaira Bisquera, Sunnie Esquardo, please correct me if I'm butchering these names, and Lucy Dawning really bring forth such incredible voices to life for a concept that I can only imagine you've been wanting to bring to reality for a while now.
Oh yeah, it sure has. It's been a pleasure working with these 3 as well. When it comes to the storyboard, I actually did scratch audio first, so I would actually voice every character in that short. So like one time I'll be like, oh wow, so cool. Or like sometimes I'm gonna make animal noises like like, yeah, pretty much like that. So because initially the short was around a minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, but once these so once that draft was done, I let my VAs know. I show them the first attempt at the animatic.
Mm-hmm.
They record their lines, and once I took that first listen, I was like, oh wow, oh my, was I speaking too fast?
No. That's
Wow. No, yeah, that was my initial thought. Like when I heard them, I was like, man, maybe I was speaking too fast. But yeah, they had like a. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I thought you were asking right now if you were speaking too fast, and I was thinking like, no, you're perfectly. I didn't realize you were talking about was I speaking too fast in the scratch audio?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they were fantastic, and through their performances, I did a few more revisions
Mm-hmm.
on the storyboard, and it ended up becoming the way it is right now. So I also want to give a huge shout out to them as well.
Absolutely. I mean, to be fair, with the incredible crew that you have behind you and such a fun concept that you have on the forefront or whatnot, like I see this having the makings of being a truly incredible animation project in the first place. I'm also curious as well, because I imagine with kind of the way that you have it set up, especially with like the foster family situation, as well as it being based in nature, I am curious when it comes to the story itself, how much of this is like how personal is this story for you to try to get out there to the masses?
All right, so when it comes to this story, and the main three characters are all based on different aspects of me.
Okay.
So, like for example, let's see, Emmeline represents me as wait, hang on. All right, in this case, okay. All right, when it comes to those three,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Emmeline represents me wanting to open up and be myself, because when I was a kid, I used to be very energetic. I used to explore, make new friends. But the more I grew up, the more I kind of lost that.
I gotcha.
Yeah, especially with the world changing in an instant, especially during the pandemic. I lost a bit of that spark, and part of Emmeline's journey in the story is rediscovering it in the even if it's in the most unlikeliest places. As for let's see, as for Carmen, they represent let's see, they're the aspect of how they represent the artistic side of me.
Okay.
Kind of person who loves to draw, loves to let's see, loves to make things in general. And as for the little guy, let's see, he represents the side of me that wants to explore, wants to take risk, wants to see what else is out there. And
absolutely.
That is something I would love to share more with this project.
No, absolutely. I can definitely see that personal aspect really being shown out in all three of the characters, how they are basically if the three of them fuse together, we have Sunniedewdrop. I appreciate and love that more than anything else. I'm also curious as well, given some of the lore and the backstory you've already given to some of these characters, because correct me if I'm wrong, the characters in the story are all Filipino, right? Which is your heritage, if I remember seeing correctly and such. How important
yes, they are.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. No worries, you're good. Sorry.
I was gonna say, how important was it for you to make sure that Filipino representation was in this animated series for you?
Well, for me growing up, I didn't really see much of myself when it comes to seeing whatever's on the TV, and even if they think they're doing it, it's like there's like these stereotypes, and that really discourages me as well. And
right.
So having that kind of representation, having sharing this positive representation of my culture and heritage is very important to me. And it's also important to lots of Filipinos like me around the world as well. And that actually kind of reminds me of something, especially since last week there was this trailer that came out from DreamWorks called Forgotten Island.
Yes.
And they had it looked so good. It looked so good, from the animation to the story. It's and it's not only that, the main two characters are also Filipino, and it also shares a lot about our culture and heritage. It's something that should be celebrated in a way, and that applies to all cultures in this world as well. So having that representation is key to helping us feel good about ourselves.
Absolutely. Trust me, I was blown away by that trailer. Like, you brought that up, and my eyes lit up for a quick second, because that trailer is just absolutely stunning at the end of the day. Like, even if you knew nothing about the story, the trailer itself was incredible. Yeah. But then you hear obviously more of the lore behind it again, and hearing that oh yeah, this is actually based in a lot of Filipino lore and such. It's good to have that kind of representation out there, and it's incredible to know that you're hoping to continue that as well on your own terms when it comes to bringing Scout to the masses, and the representation you can put out there that maybe inspires a future Filipino person to tell their own story or include their own culture in whatever stuff they're doing in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
So it leads me to wonder as well, because again, at the point that we're talking, we're still very early in the stages when it comes to you bringing Scout out more and more. I can only imagine, I can only imagine what you're hoping to present to people at the end of the day. So what is the ultimate vision when it comes to Scout? What do you hope to accomplish when everything is said and done when it comes to Scout?
Let's see. I hope it inspires people to let their not only let their creative side shine, but also encourage them to celebrate who they are as a person.
Absolutely wonderful. Go on.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. In addition to that, also I hope it encourages them to see the wonders that life has to offer.
Absolutely. I think that is a wonderful thing to aspire for, and I hope people get that when they watch Scout being launched right now. No, I'm joking. Scout's not out right now, people. Give Sunnie give Sunnie and her team some time, all right? I mean, even then, it's incredible to know that here you are, you're getting you're really taking the steps down this path to bring this thing to reality, to kind of do the thing that you've always kind of hoped to do at the end of the day. Even taking a step back, thinking to, whenever you were young and little, drawing on the walls of your house with marker and such, to here you are right now, helping out in animation and leading the charge on your own animation. Thinking of your art journey as a whole, does it surprise you how far you've been able to come along as an artist?
Honestly, yeah, it did actually. Because let's see, because looking back at the art I did as a kid, and looking at the art I do now, it's really surprising, but also nostalgic in a way. Seeing how that grows over time.
Right.
It really warms my heart.
It's nice to kind of look back and actually see the way, you say nostalgia, but it's also nice to see that there's actually progress with your art at the end of the day. You get to actually see, you get to see that how much you've been able to come along as an artist at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. If nothing else, it leads me then to ask, if that's how far you've been able to come along as an artist, I wonder what would happen if we went a little above and beyond, Sunnie. And because for this next question, if I may, I want to give you more or less the dream scenario. Let's say I am Big Shot Mr. Moneybags. I come up to you and I'm like, look, Sunnie, we have seen what you've been crafting more than anything else, and we know there's something incredible here. You just need a little extra push, a little extra platform to get you to that point. We have access to everyone and anyone in whatever industry possible, and more money than there should be possible. We probably should be giving it back to the animators and such. Make sure they have a nice living wage, be able to actually pay for insurance, all that kind of stuff. Hashtag stand with animation forever and always. But right now we're focusing. But right now we're focusing on you. Right now we'll get to them. They will be covered. I promise that. But right now we're focusing on you and you alone. If given this opportunity, what would be the dream Sunniedewdrops project?
All right. Okay. So one word comes to my mind.
Okay.
A musical.
A musical.
I would actually love to work on an animated musical project.
Okay.
Actually, I think. Oh, wait, actually, considering, I'm already part of a musical series in a way, but no. Okay, but let me get this straight. Okay. What I meant was, like, I would love to work on an animated musical film.
Okay.
So, like even if it's like one, like maybe one that's like, if we want to go further, like maybe one that's inspired by my culture as well.
Like, there you go.
Similar to that of like K-pop Demon Hunters, like that, like one example.
Right. Having that with the Filipino flair to it at the end of the day, to really bring that love and respect to that culture at the end of the day, like a K-pop Demon Hunters or In the Heights. Several different musicals that are out there that show that a deeper dive into that culture that people may have never considered about beforehand.
Yeah, I would love that, honestly.
Interesting. I didn't know if there was a particular story of Filipino culture that comes to mind, or just like a general like slice of life-esque kind of musical that you would think about when it comes to this concept. Like, is there any story in particular that you would love to like bring to life if you had this opportunity?
Let's see. If that was the case, I haven't really thought about it much further. But if I were to like come up with it on the spot, then let's see. I would have it focused on not only family, but that fantasy aspect,
right?
Of like, I want to crank it up to 100.
Ooh. Okay.
Because what's in Scout, it's only like a little bit, just a tiny taste.
Just a little sprinkle.
Yeah, just like a sprinkle. But when if I were to bring this next project to life, I would have cranked it up to 100.
There you go. So what you're saying is we're just gonna make Forgotten Island the musical. No, I'm joking. Yeah. But sadly, we have to get down from the dream scenario. We have to get back to reality. And I'll ask the ever so generic question. Where do you hope to see yourself, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
Honestly, let's see. Think. Let's see. 5 to 10 years. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So, honestly, I see myself continuing to do the things I love to do at most. Like maybe beyond the Scout, like maybe I could continue to help more people, like bring their projects to fruition. Let's see, maybe. Especially, maybe I might be, let's see, maybe I might see myself become a children's illustrator as well. Children's book illustrator.
There you go.
Yeah, but, sharing more, sharing more of what we see into the world.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I could see you going down any of those paths and providing some very amazing visuals in one form or fashion, especially the illustration route. I forgot to mention this sooner or whatnot, but I'm sure people can see if they're seeing the icon if they're watching the video version of this podcast. But like, I cannot get enough of your art style. I love the like the simplicity, the blocky, but also like the bright and the bright soft colors that come with it, and especially if people are seeing any of the teasers when it comes to Scout and such, they can easily see that. So I think your art style would lend wonderfully to just about any form that you decide to apply yourself to.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. As we start to wind down the interview, I just got one last question I want to ask you. Obviously, you are deeply entrenched at art at this point. I think it'd take a miracle to yank you out of it at this point, and I hope no one even attempts to do that in the first place, because seeing the art you have been able to produce, like, you've got something incredible. How important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
Honestly, art is important because let's see. I mean, okay, all right. I finally have it.
Okay.
Okay. We don't see. Few of us maybe we don't know this, but art takes from what I've experienced and what I've learned through these years. Art takes many different forms, like whether it be like what you see out there, like the buildings, the cities, even beyond that, like the sky, the clouds, or even down on the ground, like the grass, the seeds, like whatever form it takes, even like when you're listening to music or watching a film, or even when you're like writing down something on your notebook. Art is important in our lives, and it helps us navigate like through this wonderful world we are in.
I think that is wonderfully worded, if I do say so myself. Sunnie, that is all the questions I have for you today. I've already showered you with Lord knows how much praise at this point, but I'm gonna shower you with a little bit more because it's my podcast. I do what I want. So, like I said before we even got started with this conversation, more than anything else, I could not tell you how much I loved Scout with just the little taste I've been able to get. Like I illustrated not too long ago, like the art style alone really has me intrigued more than anything else. I can see the influence and the inspiration behind it, and just seeing what the potential could be when it comes to the story at the end of the day, it had me so curious, and it also led me to wonder why more people are not hearing about this, like especially in today's indie animation world where it's very easy to spread the word about so many projects. I'm hoping to be one of the voices to really bring that to life at the end of the day. Getting the chance to really sit down and chat with you right now and hear more about like the influence behind it, how much this really means to you, like the personal aspects of it, like and how much it means to you to even get up to this point, let alone to take those steps to make this thing a reality. Like it's not easy to even say you're gonna do this in the first place, but the fact that you're taking that chance and you're doing it with such an incredible potential behind it, it leaves me so excited and leaves me with a new level of love and respect for what you got going on. And I sincerely hope that others see that love that you have for this project, you know, going forward. I want to see this become one of the things that really endears and one of the things that really touches a lot of people when it comes to the message that they have, that you have, the story that you're putting out there, the fun, adorable potential when it comes to, you know, the marketable cub plush or something like that. I want to see more people. I want to see more people excited about this at the end of the day. The long and short of it is, thank you for what you do, Sunnie. Thank you for putting yourself out there like you have, because I know it's not easy in the first place to do so. And know that I am one of the few, hopefully one of the many at some point in the near future, that's going to love what you do and be rooting for you every single step of the way, because you You deserve so much love and respect for what you're doing. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for putting yourself out there as well. Seeing your work really inspires me too.
Oh, look, you don't have to butter me up at this point. We've already recorded the episode. Like you're good. No, sincerely, thank you for the kind words. They really do mean a lot. I mean, I know, like I emphasize with you, it's not easy, but I do this because it's fun and it means a lot to me. So, well, I had words come back to me. I had it. Where'd you go? There you are, right here. No, I'm joking. No, but like, thank you for the kind words, sincerely. Now, if people want to know more about you and what you got going on, especially when it comes to Scout, go ahead and plug your stuff for the people at home. Where can people find more about you and what you got going on?
All right. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Scout and following up on on the progress of this production, our social links include YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky under the handle @Scouts Cartoon. But at the same time, if you want to see more of my art, I am also on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky under the handle @Sunniedewdrops.
And I'll be sure to have the links to all that and then some in the description below. If there's anything that you missed or whatnot, I'll be sure to get you covered. I got it. I'm also hoping that on one of those socials we can potentially see some of that Polymer clay art, because I am so curious on what you develop. Sincerely, I genuinely want to see like some of the incredible stuff you can do with that, because I'm a person that is a sucker for clay, especially when it comes to pottery and stuff, and knowing the potential that could come with that or whatnot. Like, I'm interested to see, like, obviously, pottery and that kind of clay is different than Polymer clay, but regardless, like, seeing what you could potentially do with that, I'm so curious with how creative you could have gotten with that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that more soon.
There you go. Do you have any final words before we sign off?
Okay. Yes, I do have some final words.
Okay.
All right. See, to all the artists out there, whether you're starting out, whether you're or whether you're like, okay, words.
Happens to the best
Whether
of us, trust me.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, to all those new artists starting out, go for it. Let's see. It's okay if you're It's okay if you're unsure. It's okay if you're not sure if it's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Start small, work your way up, and make the art that you want to see in this world. Because there are people out there who would love. Wait, hang on. Okay, yeah. Okay. Because you never know that someone out there can be inspired by what you do. So keep making, keep creating.
I think those are wonderful words to end on. With that, all I have left to say is, for the people at home, if you can, please pay your artists.
See ya.
Tell me what's wrong, tell me it's parts in motion. Sing me a song, tell me your eyes can all open. Show me it all, pick me up in the car you drove when you used to call. Show me it all.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If this is your first time listening, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Like I said in the intro, with what Sunnie has got going on with Scout, it's such a unique and fun concept that I knew I had to give it the highlight of a proper, amateur April episode. Sunnie, if you've gotten up to this point, thank you so much for even taking the time to do this in the first place. It was an absolute pleasure to get a chance to meet you. The more I do this podcast, the more I feel like I'm a broken record, but to be fair, this is the time where I can be a broken record. I feel like the more I've done this podcast, the more interesting concepts get thrown my way more than anything else. I'm always amazed and fascinated with some of the ideas and concepts that people are able to brew up and bring out onto the world. I mean, you've seen the wealth of incredible projects that have come and gone through this podcast more than anything else. I couldn't even imagine half of it, let alone take the opportunity to go forth and make it a reality. That's why no matter how big or how small the following is, when someone is taking the opportunity to present something like that out onto the world, I'm going to highlight it as much as I can. I'm just always amazed by people's creativity and willingness to express themselves more than anything else. I sincerely hope that if you have that creativity, if you have that big idea that you've been wanting to really unleash out there onto the world, I sincerely hope nothing holds you back. No matter how big or how small the idea may seem, just get it out there. Let the world see that creativity. Let people truly love and appreciate the incredible, zany, out of this world idea. You'd be surprised how many people are going to try to find that kind of stuff. How many people crave that kind of stuff and want to see it at the end of the day. Do not let anything hold back your creativity.